And I don't like hot yoga.
I don't like hot yoga. I know. Well, I have a friend he always jokes, and he's a yoga teacher who always says, you think if like yoga came from Alaska, we'd all be doing yoga in like igloos. Like just because it's 1,000 degrees in India doesn't mean we have to do it at 1,000 degrees in the room that we go into. It's not necessary.
It was about 68 degrees the other day. And as you're working, you start feeling hot, right?
Yeah.
You get hot.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
But look, a lot of people love it. I don't judge. I'm like, do what you love. If that means you're going to get to yoga, go do yoga. Like whatever, if like, yep.
What I want to consider, I haven't, we've done classes at Rock Fitness in Montville, smaller classes.
Yeah. No, they have some interesting classes there too. I have a couple of people who come here and have some interesting. Yes, grab a ball. Thank you. Yes, grab a ball.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Grab a ball. We're gonna do a ball thing. So,
Really?
we're doing the video. Yeah, tennis ball or lacrosse ball. I'm just saying for the video.
I've never seen that. You neither. That's what I
Really? All right. Woohoo! Got to bring out the balls, girl. It's sort of like using a roller or like any of the, foam rollers that you use, or sometimes I'll use like a block as a ball. Like we do things that I would do with a ball with a block, but I only got the ball, so let's use the ball today. It's a way of releasing. It works on the connective tissue more than like the, muscles a little bit, but the connective tissue is what sort of makes our body into this cohesive whole, and you can't really stretch connective tissue. The only real way you can get and it gets adhered, it can get stiff and stuck, and so the only way to release that is through that manual. That's okay, I do it all the time. The only way to do that is through that sort of manipulation. So like the muscle scrapers, we've got all these things. The Theragun in my house, they just like live on the counter. Someone's always rolling or scraping or rolling on a ball or rolling on a roller. And the massagers, they work on the connective tissue so that then if there's adhesions, then the muscles can relax a little bit. So we're just gonna do a couple things. All right, good. Success with the watch. All right, so in my classes this week, I've been teaching on the ego, and that's like a big thing that we talk about in yoga, right? The ego. And so I'm like, oh, let's see what the Jewish perspective is on that, which I know a little bit, but I kind of went down a rabbit hole with it. And so there's a few ways we can sort of think of it from the Jewish standpoint, if we were to say that. I mean, to me, it's like the deeper and deeper you get into any of these things, it's like, oh, we're all just saying the same thing. But like, we're just all saying the same thing, and we're just saying it in different language and whatever. But that's fine. I think it's important to say it in a language that feels comfortable and that feels, like that you can connect to in a deeper way. So, we are these physical beings, we live in bodies, obviously. We are here to move our bodies and to do our yoga practice. From the Jewish standpoint, it's when we are born, HaShem breathes life, just like he breathed in Bereshit, he breathed life into the first Adam. Life is breathed into us, and that is like God breathing our so neshima, neshama, that word means breath, it also means soul, right? It's the same word. So when we are breathed into, it's like we are given this soul. And HaShem says to us when that happens, you are given this soul to continue my work of creation in the world. That's the sort of directive. That's what we're here to do. But because we have to live in the world as these separate beings, as our individual selves, we are given an ego to go along with that. Ego literally means I, like me. And so it's the ways that we can place ourselves in the world, interact with people. It's the ways that it's the labels. I am Rachel, I am a yoga teacher, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a sister, I am a daughter, right? Like all those I things. But then what happens is we think, oh, I'm doing this thing. I'm going to create this thing. I'm going to, or I need this, I need this, I need this. And then we become very focused on I. And we forget that, oh, no, that's not what we're really here to do. It's part of it, but that we need to sort of give ourselves over to that higher purpose that we are given in the world. And our uniqueness and our individuality is all the different ways that needs to play out in the world. you know, like each of us has come into being because we have a particular way that we can add to that creation and that life force that's moving out into the world. So, you know, the way that Judaism talks about it, there's two terms. Bitul atzmi means like the nullification of the self, where you literally like nullify your ego. Like I am nothing without I am just my soul. And there are practices that do that. To me, that's a little bit of an extreme practice. And maybe if you're like a rabbi or you are going to live at a, you know, the yoga reference is like, you know, you're going to go live up on a mountain or out in the forest or in a monastery or whatever. There's not really a Jewish version of that. But, you know, if you're going to be in a sort of cut off space like that, maybe you can do that. You know, that might be a level that some people can aspire to. But as householders, as people who live in the world, as we all do, there's this sort of lesser level of that. I can never remember the word Shiflut, which is not the nullification of the ego, but the lowering of the ego. So it's this idea that we are, I always use this phrase when I'm teaching this. It's from the, you know, like the 12 steps, any 12-step program, they all teach this. It's you don't think less of yourself. You just think of yourself less often. And that's the idea. Because when we start to identify with I need, or me, and we're, you know, and we are the main character in our story, which we are, and we have to be in a way. But it's that sort of, you know, tension, that balance between how much am I identifying with those limiting factors, because they are, you know, anytime we put a label on ourselves, we are limiting ourselves to that thing. That's why the whole naming thing in Judaism that's why we don't have a name for God, or why we have so many names for God in a way. And it's just called the name. HaShem just means the name, right? Yud Hey Vav Hey. We don't really know how to say that word, you know? We have a word we say in place of it, you know? Because naming is like you're limiting something when you're naming it. So when we're labeling ourselves, we're limiting ourselves in that way. And when we're limiting ourselves to just me, my, I need, I'm giving you the dramatic version of that. We're not all narcissists in here, I know that. But, you know, when we can become aware of ourselves doing that, you know, and we remember, we go back to, oh yes, this life was breathed into me to do God's work, to do HaShem's work in the world. Then whatever we're doing, whether we're doing our job, we're raising our kids, we're selling a house, we're whatever, you know, we are, you know, then we can have this sort of sense of like, okay, it's me doing this, but what is my higher purpose in doing this, and why am I doing this? And if that's and on a yogic level, you know, the sort of physical level, it's like we're moving energy through the body. And when we have this intention, if you come to your yoga practice, and we were just talking about gym yoga, I'll just use that as an example. You know, a lot of people are coming to those classes for the physical benefits of yoga. Great, good. There's a lot of physical benefits to yoga, you know, but you're sort of not getting the full picture because you're only, you know, you're only thinking about the physical. You know, so when you're coming to your mat and you're with an intention and awareness of like, okay, it's me doing these poses. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. You know, a lot of that comes into it. We get very focused on like what my body used to be able to do, what my body can do now, what I can't do. Like all of those ways that we label ourselves. We can come at it from like almost like a softer place of, okay, I am doing these poses, but really, what am I cultivating when I'm doing these poses? What is my end game here? You know, and if it's to stand on your head and for 10 minutes, fine, go do that. Whatever, that's fine. I like big poses. I like to work my body hard. I like all those things. But like, it needs to be sort of when it's a holistic yoga practice, but it's all of it coming together. It's like, okay, but what is the purpose? How is this serving? Yes, me, but also like then I'm going to walk out the door, and how is that serving God's creation of the world? Talking about it. All right, I'm talking a lot today, you guys. So I could talk about these things for hours, but let's move. Let's do some yoga, and we'll keep talking as we're moving through. So, all right, take a good seat. Close your eyes. Sit however you can sit well and sit comfortably, and just let yourself soften a little bit. Soften your grip on your labels, on how you identify. Again, not in a way that says, you're not enough, or you're not good enough, or you're not worthy enough to be who you are, but in a way that says, oh, I'm not in this alone. I have a connection here. I have a connection to something bigger. I have a soul within me that is always ineffably, inexorably, infinitely connected to the source, to my source, to the one that's breathing life into me with every breath. I'll just invite you for the next moment or two to just ask yourself, who am I if I am not my labels? I am not my name, my reputation. I'm not my accomplishments, my failures. Who am I without my thoughts, my beliefs, my opinions? Just settle into that awareness of yourself as part of yourself. And as you bring your hands now onto your heart, just connect to, just feel how you have this neshima inside of you, this soul inside of you that enlivens your physical body, is the guide. Let it be the guide through your practice. All right, so we begin together by chanting Hineni 3 times. Way to just bring our energy together in the room and just to sort of state our intention. I'm here, I'm open, I'm ready. So if you'd like to join, take a deep breath. Hineni. 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 Let your head just soften towards your heart. And then you're going to just keep your chin released down towards your chest gently. Phyllis, you're going to take all this with a grain of salt. Okay, we're doing some neck warm up. So release your hands to your lap. And then just start to trace your collarbone from the center of your chest over towards your right shoulder. And then back to center. And then center of the chest, back to the shoulder. Yeah. And just side to side a couple times. Yeah, and Phyllis, you can do this, yeah, just as you're doing, sort of turning your body, that's fine. Okay, and the next time your chin is over towards your right shoulder, maybe Phyllis, just keep your head to center if that's more comfortable. All right, if you're, if it feels comfortable, chin towards your right shoulder, lift and lower your chin a few times. So lift your chin a little like you're doing a super slow nodding yes. Lift your chin a little. Lower your chin a little, lift a little, and lower a little. Good, and then turn your head so that your right ear is now dropping towards your right shoulder a little bit. Your nose is facing forward. And then same thing, lift and lower your chin a few times. Just really gentle, really easy. And then the next time your chin is towards your chest, release it down towards your chest, feel the back of your neck, stretch a little bit, and then trace collarbone to your left shoulder, and then back to the center of your chest, and then over to the left, and hold it there, and just lift and lower gently, like a super slow nod. Lift your head a little, lower your head a little. Good, and then turn your nose forward, so your ear is dropping towards your shoulder. As you exhale, let your shoulders relax down. Notice their tendency to want to hike up towards your ear. So let them relax down, let your ear relax towards your shoulder. Do a little slow nod here. Yes and no. Good. And then come back up to center. Take your hands behind your head. Lace your fingers together behind your head. Good. Press your head back into your hands. Take your elbows out nice and wide. Use your hands to create a length and a support to the back of your neck, but at the same time, press your head back even a little bit more, maybe even tip your chin up a little bit. Good, and then as you exhale, bring your elbows in towards each other. Don't yank on your neck, but just let your hands be a gentle weight. Let your spine round a little bit. You can keep a gentle pressure of your head up into your hands if that feels better on your neck. It's sort of like a little cat and cow. All right, and then inhale, come up, take your elbows out wide. Lift up through your breastbone. Good, one more time, round. Stretch the back of your neck. There's muscles that attach from your neck all the way to the top of your pelvis. Maybe you're feeling that. One more time, inhale. Open up the elbows wide. Lift up your chin. Good, and then come to neutral. Release your hands. Come to neutral. Bring your chin parallel to the floor. So have a sense of whether you are like, I'm always like this, tipping my chin up because I'm short, right? So I always want to be tall. So have a sense of if you're tipping your chin up or if you tend to take your head down because we're always like this and like this. And just find the middle, chin parallel to the floor. And feel a sort of lengthening in the front of your neck and in the back of your neck, the sides of your neck, even. And then take your right hand to the right side of your head. Yeah, and then push your head into your hand until you feel the muscles in your neck just light up a little bit, turn on a little bit. And just hold that pressure for a couple of breaths. And then exhale and just relax, let your shoulder relax, your neck relax. And then do one more time. Press your head to your hand to your head. So you're just creating a little resistance. Yep. And then exhale and just relax. Okay, now take your left hand. You can relax your right hand over the top, hold the right side of your head, nose is facing forward, and then just use your hand to gently draw your left ear towards your left shoulder. That's it. Again, don't pull, don't yank. And then if you want a little extra stretch, stretch your right arm out to the right, relaxing your right shoulder down. So reaching towards the floor and away from your shoulder. Okay, good. Then come back up. Again, find neutral. Come back to center. Feel how your head maybe feels a little bit lighter. Take your left hand to the left side of your head. Push your head into your hand. So create a little resistance. Feel those muscles light up, wake up, fire up. Good. And then exhale and just relax a little bit. And then one more time. Press your head to your hand. Hold for a breath or two. And exhale. Release your hand to your lap. Wrap your right hand up and over. Gently guide your head over to the left. Nope, to the right. Feeling a stretch in the left side of your neck. And again, if you want that little extra stretch, extend your hand down and out to the left. Okay, good. And then come back up to neutral. So this idea is, when we get in the ego, it's like we're head forward, we're like using our brains, we're thinking we're out there. So this gesture of like moving our head back a little bit, right? Softening our face a little bit. It's like a physical gesture of lining up head and heart, mind, thoughts, all of it. And then it becomes this physical experience of doing it. Okay, here's what we're going to do with the ball. Come to all fours. I did not take it down. Oh. Oh, I've got a squishier one. If anyone wants a squishier one, there's a squishier one. I don't mind the hard ones. Okay, here's the first thing that we're doing. We're gonna roll out our forearms. So you can be on your elbow here, you can be in tabletop, like however you're comfortable. And then you're gonna take your right forearm onto the ball. And we're just gonna roll a little bit. The forearm one side. And then you're gonna take the back of your arm, so turn it over. Yeah, and you're sort of in control of how much pressure, how much weight you're putting on that. So this is a nice thing to do before we come into dog pose, where we're weight bearing on our hands to open up the wrists a little bit. The hands, these are the hands are the creators in the world, right? So when they're working well, when they're lined up well, we got that direct line to the heart. All right, take your palm down, massage out the palm. And then maybe it's a little easier to do that work of divine creation in the world. Okay, now we're going to stretch each finger. So that looks like this. Thumb on the ball, palm on the floor. So you're feeling a stretch in the underneath of your thumb. So try to get the rest of your fingers to the floor. Yeah, your hand down even, like just your thumb up on the ball. Good. Then take your pointer finger, all the other fingers down. So pointer finger up. Yep, just feel a little stretch under your pointer finger. Good, and then middle finger. So put all your other fingers on the floor. You told me your name and I forgot. I'm so sorry. Lynn, just your middle finger on the ball, not any other fingers.
Other fingers are on the floor, like that. So you're feeling a little stretched.
Okay. Good. Then go to ring finger. Yep. Just stretching out the hand. Ring finger and then pinky finger. A little stretch. Okay, good. And then just come to tabletop and close your eyes for a moment and just feel one arm and feel the other, and just see if you can feel how perhaps the energy is moving a little better. The wrist feels a little more open on that hand that we rolled out. Even just a little bit of rolling, yeah? All right, do the other arm. Left arm. I always like to pause in the middle and be like, yeah, see, it does work. And also the thing that helps us to see is that, just like the ego wants to like label, I am, we do that with our bodies. This is how my body feels. That's how my wrist feels on the floor. This is how my hand feels. And then we do just like one little thing like this, turn your arm over, roll. And it's like, oh, yeah, but I can do something and it might feel different. We can shift that. We do have some control as these creators that we are. Okay, then go to the stretch. So thumb up, hand down. So you can take it out to the side a little bit. Yep. And then go to the pointer up. Yep, that's it. And then go middle finger. That's it. And then ring finger. Yep. And then pinky finger, little stretch. You got it. Okay. And then set the ball please. Come back to your tabletop. All right. And then in your tabletop, just do a little bit of few cat and cow breaths here. So as you inhale, lift your chest, arch your back, looking up. As you exhale, let your spine round up towards the ceiling. And slow back and forth a few times. And again, perhaps have the sense of like waiting for the breath. Wait for the breath to initiate the movement, and then the body just follows that rhythm. This way, it's like we're sort of following the rhythm of how we are being breathed. If we are participating, we are doing it, but it's not only us. Not only us doing it. Do one more breath. Okay, good. And then sit back, hips to heels. And we're going to come to child's pose. You can go a little wide with your knees here. I want you to try to get your forehead to the floor. If that doesn't work for knees or hips, you can put a blanket. You can be up higher, right? You can put a blanket under your head like this. Your knees need to be up a little higher. That's more comfortable. You can also put a blanket behind your knees. But try to get your head on the floor or on something. Good. And then, yeah, extend your arms really long out in front of you. Let your hips pull back toward your heels, but extend your arms out really long. And then keeping your spine nice and long, bring your hands behind your back and lace your fingers together on your back. Good. Now, you can press your forehead to the floor gently, but stretch your arms straight back behind you and lift your hands up off your pelvis. So you're lifting your arms up. And then as you exhale, let your arms lower back down towards your pelvis. And then inhale and lift your arms up and lift your shoulders. Your head stays down. That's it. Then exhale and release your hands back down. And just do a couple more like that. Lift a little bit. And then lower a little bit. And last one. Lift a little bit. And lower. Good. Swing your arms back out in front of you. Come back up to tabletop. Good. Bring your weight over onto your left hand. Spread your fingers. Grip your hand down. And then as you inhale, twist open to the right. Lift up your right arm. Good. And then reach under as far as you can over to the left. So you're getting a little twist in your torso. Good. Then come back up. We're not going to land yet. Inhale, come back up. Twist open. Exhale, reach under. That's it. And one more time. Twist open. And then reach under. Now, you can land onto your elbow here. If your neck, you've got a neck thing or a shoulder thing, it might feel better to be up on your elbow, head in line with spine. If you feel comfortable coming down onto your head or onto a blanket, you can come down. But I want you to come up on your left fingertips. So your elbow is up, your fingertips are up, So like this, your elbow is up, like this. So your right arm is down. Your left, yeah, like that. So you're really pushing into the left hand so that the weight is more in your hand, in your arm, not as much in your head. That's it. Good. And then use that left hand to help you come back up, line up your hands under your shoulders again, back into your tabletop. Good. Then inhale, left arm up to the left, twist left. Exhale, reach as far as you can. Reach, reach, reach under, twist, and then inhale, come up. Exhale, reach under, and one more time. Inhale, twist over. Exhale, and reach. Good. This time land. So again, onto your elbow is fine, onto your shoulder and your head. If you don't have a neck situation going on, you can land onto your head, but be up on your right fingertips, your right elbow up so that your right arm is taking some of the weight here, not your head and your neck. Yeah, your arms are taking the weight of your body. All right, one more breath where you are. Then use your right hand to bring you back up. Okay, good. Come to stand up right as you are, right on your knees. If you need to put padding under, just get a blanket. And then one more time, lace your fingers. I'm going to give you the back view. Lace your fingers behind your back. Good. And then stretch your arms straight back, hugging your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Notice how as you do that, your belly wants to kind of pop forward, right? So draw your navel towards your spine, stabilize in your core a little bit, and then pull your shoulders back a little bit more. Then take your ears back, your throat back. Feel your heart lift up. Okay, good. Now, bend your elbows, take your fist over onto your left hip. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Try to relax your shoulders away from yours and squeeze your elbows back, lift your breastbone up. Good, and then stretch your arms back, and then fist over to your right hip. That's it. Squeeze your elbows. You guys remember the thigh master? Remember that thing? Like squeeze it between your legs. Do like a thigh master squeeze between your elbows here, and between your shoulder blades. Good, arms straight back behind you. Good, and exhale. Hands back down to the mat. Okay, good. Now, bring your knees a little closer together. See that your shoulders are over your wrists in terms of like hands not out in front, like stacked, but that your outer shoulder lines up with the center of your wrist. And then extend your right leg back behind you. Good. Lift your navel towards your spine. Bend your knee, you're lifting your right knee. And then lift your head a little as if you were going to try to bring your toes and your head to touch behind your back. Mine's not going to do that, but you're reaching for it. Good. And then exhale and round. Bring your knee to your nose. And inhale, lift up behind like a scorpion leg. Just a little bit more in your spine, not in your neck. Okay, and then knee to nose, towards the nose. And then one more time, lift up, toes to head, head to toes. And then knee to chest. Knee to nose. Okay, good. Drop that knee back down. Left leg back. Left knee bent. Good. Scorpion like toes to head, head to toes. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, toes to head behind, you got it. Exhale, knee to nose. And one more, inhale. And knee to nose. Good. Then bring that knee back down, walk your knees back. So now you're in a longer table tap. Your hands are out in front of your shoulders. And then from there, lift up into downward facing dog. And just take that first moment or two in dog to, pedal your feet, shift your hips. So at the back of the legs, just gently over. We haven't stretched the legs much yet. So take a moment to do that. Pedal out. And one to the other. Again, once again, have the sense that we are not just doing yoga to serve ourselves, which we are. It does. It serves our bodies, good for our bodies. Good for our minds, good for our hearts, but also so that we can strengthen ourselves, so we can do this work of creation in the world. All right, now come to stillness in your legs. So stretch your legs straight and long, lift your hips up high, stretch your heels towards the floor, and then just nod your head a little, gently, like just a little bit, doesn't have to be a lot.
Notice where your head wants to land. For most of us in dog, the head wants to kind of hang down, right? So try this. Move your head between your upper arms. So your arms are sort of hugging in towards your ears. Your upper arms are in line with your ears. And then keep that, but take the whole thing back. Push into the floor, stretch your belly back towards your thighs without letting your head drop down. And just notice if that changes it. Okay, take your feet wide apart. Bend your knees. Walk yourself back to the back of your mat. Yep, all the way back. Hands to feet, hands to feet. And bend your knees here. That's fine. We're going to pedal out the feet, actually. So bend one knee and straighten the other. And then shift your weight over to that straight leg. And then bend the other knee. So your feet are on the floor. So you're in a forward bend here. So Lynn, walk your hands back to your feet. So you're standing up in your feet. Like get your feet under you. Yeah. Yeah. Good. One knee, the other bend. Just shift a little side to side. That's it. So you're in a forward bend. You got it. Okay. Now, bend your knees, lengthen your spine. Take your hands to your hips. Good. Push through your feet. Come on all the way up. Reach your arms up. As you exhale, let your arms release down. Good. Yeah. Step your feet a little bit closer and then just get settled. Bring your feet so they're right underneath your hips. Strengthen your legs. Like tone the muscles of your legs so they're awake, alert. The feet are pressing into the floor. And then as you inhale, reach up. This time, clasp your right wrist with your left hand and lean to this way. Left, your left. That's it. And feel this sort of line of energy from your left hip down, your right hip down into your right foot. From your right hip up to your right fingertips. Good. Inhale, come up, separate your hands, switch the clasp, hold the left wrist, lean to the right. Good. And then energetically ground yourself from your right hip down through your right thigh, your right knee, shin, foot into the earth. And then from your right hip up to your ribs, up to your armpit, up to your fingertips. Good. Inhale, come up, reach up. Exhale, let your arms float down, relax your shoulders, and then just pause. Again, see where your head just tends to land. Many of us tend to sort of be forward in the head, our chins dip down. So come to that lengthened neck. Just have a sense of that. Inhale, arms up. Okay, now bend your right elbow, catch your right elbow with your left hand, and then lean to the left. Notice how your forearm behind your head wants to push your head forward. So push your head back into your forearm, that's it. And then lean a little bit more so you get a little more stretch into the arm, into the shoulder. Good, inhale, arms up, reach up, switch, bend the left, catch the left elbow, lean to the right. Yes. The ghost is here. Pop the door open. Okay, inhale, arms up. It's okay. Yeah, reach up. Good. Exhale. Release your arms down. Okay, one more to do here. Again, come back to neutral. Inhale, take your arms up. This time, clasp the right wrist again. You're going to lean to the left, but this time lean towards the upper corner of your mat. So you're sort of rounding your spine. You're bringing the stretch more into the back, the right back waistline, the right back ribs. Good. Inhale, come on up, switch sides, clasp left, lean right, round a little bit, navel towards your spine, reaching to the upper right corner. Good. Inhale, come up, stretch up, and exhale. Release your arms down. Again, find that place where the sides, the front, the back of the neck are lengthening evenly. All right, turn and face the long edge. Let's do a couple standing things. That's it. Feet parallel to start. Legs nice and strong. So tone the muscles of the legs. There's a way you can kind of be here, just hanging out, the knees a little soft, the muscles not really working. I want you to wake your muscles up. Turn the legs on. And then turn your right foot out. Bend your right knee over your ankle for warrior two. All right, so the knee is right over the ankle. And then I want you to turn forward so that your nose is right over your breastbone. You're facing, so your head is facing the long edge of your mat. And then draw your shoulders back and down slightly, not in a way that creates tension, but just opens the front of your chest.
Draw your throat back, your ears back, like you're doing that physical adjustment of lining up heart and mind and wisdom, and then let your arms float up, keeping your shoulders relaxed. That's it. And now just turn your head to look over your right fingertips. Gaze over your right fingertips. Take one more breath here. And then drop your left hand to your left leg, turn your right palm to the sky. If your neck is okay, as you lean back, follow the gaze, follow your hand with your gaze. So you're looking up and leaning back. If that's not good for your neck, just keep your gaze forward. You can keep your neck in a more neutral position if that's better for you. Good. And then just have this sense, I'm here doing the pose, me, my name, who I am, and just have this sense of the deeper parts of yourself also participating. It's not just you. Inhale, come on. Or not just you as a entirely separate being. Okay, second side. Turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out. Start with your hands on your hips. Bend your left knee. That's it. So gaze forward towards the long edge of your mat. Roll your shoulders back. Lengthen the sides of your neck, the front of your neck, the back of your neck, so chin parallel. Then let the arms reach up and out. Then gaze, just turn your head over your left fingers, looking towards your left hand in front of you. So Amy, one arm forward, one arm back for this one. That's it. You got it. You got it. That's it. Good. Then drop your back hand to your back leg. Turn your left palm to the sky. And again, you can stay looking forward as you lean back, or you can follow your hand with your gaze. And as you stretch down through your legs and up through your spine, up to your fingers, just again, have this sense of all the parts of yourself participating, not just all the physical parts. Inhale, come on up, release your hands, turn your toes forward. Good. And then step your feet closer together. I'm going to do a balance pose. If you want to stay facing the windows in here, that's fine. I want you to find something, although it's a little windy out, and not for nothing, but if you're watching outside and the wind is blowing, it's going to make you wobble. So it might be better to find a focal point inside while we're doing balance work. And if you need to go near a wall or a post or furniture of your home, then do that. Okay, you're going to stand on your right leg and make the right leg really nice and strong. Good. Turn your left knee out. Slide your left heel up anywhere on that inner right leg. And then squeeze your legs towards each other. Push your heel to your thigh to your heel. Draw your hands together at your heart. Okay, now lift your eyes slightly above your line of sight and fix your eyes on something that's not moving. And let your gaze just be soft and steady. Just feel how whatever it is you're looking at is making that connection to help hold you steady in your pose, even if you're not completely steady in your pose. And even if you're wobbly in your pose, be steady in your breath, steady in your awareness. Yes, good. Release your foot. Release your hands. Come onto that. Bring both feet down. Just take a moment. Feel your feet. Get your left leg nice and strong. Turn your right knee out. And then heel up anywhere onto the thigh. You can stay toes on the floor. Like you can use that little kickstand. That's fine. Yep. And hands to your heart. Again, fix your gaze a little bit above your line of sight. So the neck is lengthening, you're standing tall, body is participating fully in the pose. Bring your thoughts fully present. Your feelings, your emotions here in this room. Connect to that which is beyond all of that and also a part of you. Good. Exhale. Release your hands. Release your foot. Very good. Okay. So now we're going to use the ball for a couple more minutes. And here's the first thing. We're going to use it as a spacer. So we're going to do a little bit of core work. And when we do core, we tend to be like here, right? The head really moves a lot, which, you know, your core gets a little work when you're doing that. But what we're going to do is hold the ball between chest and chin. So it's going to, as we're doing our crunches, I'm holding the ball here. And then as I'm lifting up, I literally can't, right, pull my chin to my chest. It strengthens the neck a little bit, and it just keeps this spacer here. So let's try that a few times. Put the ball, yeah, and if you don't have a ball at home, you can use, I don't know, find something you can use as like a spacer. So lay onto your back, take your hands behind your head, Good. And then tuck the ball in where it feels comfortable. And like, you don't want it pressing on your throat. That's probably not so comfortable, right? But hold it between chest and chin. And then as you exhale and curl up, try to lift from your shoulders. And then inhale and lower back down. And exhale, lift. And maybe this feels like what you always do, or maybe it's giving you a little bit of a feedback and like, oh yeah, I kind of pull on my neck there, you know, because it feels like I'm lifting up higher. So as you come up, to lift up higher, lift from your shoulders, not from your head. Let's try 3 more like that. Good. Lift and lower. So hands behind your head, knees bent. So Lynn, put your hands behind your head. And yeah, like support your head and bend your knees. Bend your knees. That's it. We're just doing crunches. And lift up. Lift and lower. That's it. Good. And rest when you need to rest. Okay. So same as what you always do, maybe a little different. I don't know. Did it give you a little awareness of like, oh yeah, I want to kind of pull on my neck like that. Okay, here's the next thing we're doing. You're gonna put your ball right here, underneath that sort of meaty part, right here, between the shoulder and the earlobe. So not in your neck, in the top of your shoulder here. And you're gonna lay down on the ball. So it's gonna go underneath you. If it's too intense, all the movements we're going to do, you can do without the ball. The ball just gives you a little bit of, it's going to give you a little more release in those muscles. And that's a place where we tend to hold a lot of tightness in our bodies. Okay, then let your weight come onto the ball. So just release your weight onto the ball. Take your, which arm do you have it under? Right arm? Okay, so that's arm, whichever arm is connected to on the side where the ball is, lift that arm up. And then you're going to pulse your arm overhead, thumb towards the floor. And then bring your hand up over your shoulder. And then pulse your thumb towards the floor overhead. And if it's too intense, just move the ball around, find a spot where it feels reasonable, and then pulse your arm overhead. Good. And then keeping your arm over your shoulder now, just do some circles, like you're drawing circles in the air with that arm. And just letting the ball massage out the upper traps there. And then go around the other way, circle the other way. And then the last movement we're going to do is you're going to bend your right elbow, take it out to the side, press it into the floor, and then reach across. Don't roll off the ball. Keep your back on the ball, but tap across to your outer left arm. And then bring the elbow down to the right, outside. Yep, so down to the side, and then reach over and across. Yep, you got it. And then one more time. Yep, over and across, and then down. Okay, excellent. And then release that. Take the ball over to the other side. So put it underneath the other, I don't know what to call this, top of your shoulder. It's your upper trapezius. And then we'll start with the arm overhead. So as you inhale, thumb to the floor overhead, and then bring the arm back up over the shoulder, and then thumb to the floor, and then back up. One more like that. Try to stay heavy on the ball. Again, I know it's not without sensation here, you guys. Okay, and then circle your arm, big circle, one way. Yes, and then big circle the other way. Let your head feel heavy, your eyes feel soft. If you feel your eyes and your face sort of teeth clenching, your eyes, it might be an indication this is too much for you. So he's out of the ball, he's off the ball. Okay, and then last one, elbow to the side, and then reach across, tap the opposite shoulder. Then elbow out to the side, and then tap across. And do one more like that, out to the side. And tap across. Okay, good. And just rest. Take the ball out, set it aside for the moment. Okay, now, excuse me, we're gonna come onto our bellies. So you can just roll over where you are. You can spin around if you want to face front, that's fine. Okay, come onto your belly. And bring your forehead or your chin to the floor, whichever way feels comfortable. And bring your arms back by your hips, hands back by your hips, palms down.
Good. Now hug your legs towards each other gently, but like fire up the muscles. Let them feel all the muscles around the knees, the thighs, the calves firing up. And then fire up the muscles in the back. Start to lift your upper body, lift your shoulders, lift your legs. Notice how the chin wants to come way out in front, right? So again, keep that channel open, heart, mind, soul. And you do that physical gesture of lining up your head. Just feel all those parts of yourself line up with each other and then lift the whole thing up a little higher. Good. Exhale and release. Forehead to the floor, or you can turn your cheek if that's comfortable for you. Okay. Now lace your fingers together behind your back. Good. Stretch your arms back towards your feet. Lift your upper body, lift your legs. Same place we just were. Keep your neck in neutral so that channel is open, and then bend your heels towards your fist. Try to tap your fist with your heels, and then stretch your legs up. That's it. And then tap. And then stretch out. You got it. One more time. Reach your feet back. Pull your heels in. Good. And release. Turn your cheek over to the other side. Release your hands. Good. And then forehead to the floor and just bend up your knees. Touch your feet behind you for a gentle thigh stretch. So find your feet behind you. If this doesn't work, you can roll onto your side. Do a thigh stretch here. It's a little easier on your side. All right. But if you can reach, hold your feet. Hug your heels towards your butt. Yep, pull your heels down so it's not bow where we're kicking the feet back. You're hugging your heels down. Really root your pubic bone towards the floor. Pull your heels down. One more breath. Good. Release your feet. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. All right, come on up to tabletop. And from tabletop, back into downward facing dog. Again, as we're moving, thinking of keeping all these parts of ourselves lined up, our thoughts, our feelings, our highest intelligence, our wisdom, God consciousness. There's a gesture of doing that, the neck lining up. All right, we're going to come up to stand. So either walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet, whichever feels easier for you. And then come on all the way up, reach up, and stretch up nice and tall. Good. And then exhale, and let your arms release by your sides. Okay, we're going to bring our mats to the wall. I want you to bring 2 blankets and the ball with you. So let's not go under the window because, yeah, so we have wall, not window. Yeah, so Philip, Deborah, not there, not under the window. So don't go under the window. Oh, yeah, like move over so you're not under the window. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just see a wall there, not window there. Yeah.
Did you say 2 blankets?
2 blankets. Yeah. 2 blankets and your ball. Although I'm not sure you're gonna be able to do what we're doing. So we'll see. I don't know if it's gonna be the right thing for your neck, but we'll see. We'll get it together. Okay, here's the first thing you're gonna do. You're gonna take the ball between, so there's a space. Here's your shoulder blade and here's your spine. And there's this sort of mushy space in between where there's muscles. That's where you're taking the ball into the wall. So you're putting the ball behind you. Let's do the right side. Between the right shoulder blade and the right side of your spine, you gotta sort of get it in the right spot. And then you're gonna go up and down. Yep, so you're just, I'm try to move your hair out of the way first, because that hurts. Don't pull your hair out. Okay, and then go roll up and down a few times. Oh my God, I'm yanking like every hair out of my head right now. Don't do that. Okay, roll down and roll up. Okay, obviously I should be doing this with my hair up. Okay, but you got it, you're good. Yeah, so it's rolling that space. And then you're in control of how much pressure, you want to put there. So if you feel like there's stuff that really needs some ironing out over there, right? Like really, you can really push into it, you know? You can let it go a little higher on your back. You can go a little lower. You can get into that spot in the upper traps that we were looking at, we were doing before. There we go. Okay, and then we'll move it over to the other side. Yep. Find that spot. You don't want it on bone, right? So you don't want it on your spine. You don't want it on your shoulder blade. You want it in between. So find in between. So you're on muscles and connective tissue. And yeah, move it around a little bit. Like, you really give yourself a good massage. They make a peanut. Oh, well, you could do it this way. You can have 2 balls and put them in a sock. That's one way to do it. They make one that looks like a peanut, so you can do both sides at once. Yeah. So that's a good one to do too. My son lives for that thing. All right. Do we feel even side to side? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, good. So reach behind, take the ball out. Oh, no, we're like out of time, but that's okay. We're gonna do something. So how do I want to do this? Okay, so my thought was to work on a supported shoulder stand, but that's a big setup. But let's do it. We're gonna just do it. So you want to do this with 2 blankets because you want to maintain a curve in your spine. I'm going to show it here. So your blankets are going to go smooth side facing towards the center. So flip those over, Deborah. And then you want them pretty close to the wall, like pretty close, maybe like no more than like 6 inches out. Yeah, pretty close. Like that. Okay, now watch me. So you definitely want 2. And maybe, I don't know, let's see. This is probably not gonna be a good thing for you, but I'm gonna show you a way to do it. All right, so watch me, you guys. I'm doing it for the video, so I'm staying here. But I'm laying down over the blankets. Here's how I'm lining up. My shoulders are on, my head is off. Very important. Shoulders on, head off. I'm not usually so like type A about how we're lining ourselves up. But this pose can put a lot of pressure into your neck, which is never a good thing to do. So if we line up this way, there's no pressure on the neck. The weight is on the shoulders. Okay, and so let me show it at the wall. Hang on. So my shoulders are on, my head is off. And then I'm going to take my feet onto the wall. Now I'm going to press my elbows down, and then I'm just going to let my hips lift up. My blankets are moving a little bit. You're getting the idea, right? Yeah. And then maybe I'm just here, right? So I'm still trying to maintain a space here between chest and chin. I don't think this is so much weight, but I'm going to show you a way to do it. Then if that all feels good, you can go into the full pose. Hands on your back, feet off the wall. But if this is like a newer pose to you, if you get a lot of migraines, if you get headaches, if you have glaucoma, this isn't a great one to do. But if your neck feels healthy and strong, try it. I don't like to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So here's what you do. Come lay down with the blankets. Lay down on your back. Yeah. Feet towards the wall. Begin to watch it. Okay. You could do it with your feet on the wall. You can just do legs up the wall if you want. You just do like turn around, put your legs up. Yeah. If that feels like too much. Okay, so come lay down, do a bridge this way. Feet up the wall. Yeah. Just how you go. And come lay down. Okay. Then go hips up. Good. And then just keep your feet up. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's too much on you. It's too much on you. Yeah. Yeah. How does that feel, you guys? Amy, how's it going? That looks good. I can see feet. Yeah. So you can just do this with your legs. Like you don't have to lift your hips up at all. So come lay down. So lay down and yeah, lay down. Scoot your butt in closer to the wall. And then you stay as long as you like. Just bring your feet back to the wall and you're ready. This? Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Is that too much for your head? Feels like a lot of your neck. Yeah. Okay, so then hang on, roll to your side. Just roll onto your side. Bend your knees. Roll onto your side. Roll that. You got it? Okay, now come lay down. Let's try it this way. Okay, it's better. Better. Good? Much better. Good. Sure. Yeah, and then to come out, you just bring your feet back to the wall. Yeah. Thanks. That's good. Yep. And if you
Rachel, is there something more therapeutic about this than being on the okay.
Okay. Yeah, and you're at the wall, so you're yeah. I mean, it's a little more, it's a little more active. Yeah. So if you feel like that's something you're looking for, that's fine. All right. And then you stay there. You guys are doing great. You're just you're staying where you are. You're not like so many times we go upside down in class and people just like pop right up and I'm like, just okay, like a little slower, like it's like we get the energy like down and everybody's like, no, just stay where you are. Okay, so if you are okay, so Phyllis, this is what we're gonna do. Amy, I can't see where your shoulders are. If your back is over the blanket, just kind of walk yourself out. Walk this way. So Jill and Deborah, walk yourself this way. You guys stay where you are. Stay where you are. Just kind of walk yourself back. Yeah, and we'll keep the blanket. So the idea was just actually that you end up like, instead of shoulders on the blanket, you just scoot yourself forward so like your hips are on the blanket a little bit elevated. We're all in a little bit of a different spot. So, all right, so we'll just be here for a breath or two. Okay,
So we're easing our way out. Yeah. And then, so you can take your hips off the block. So that's good. And then we'll all roll to the side, roll off the blankets. And now you've got these blankets, so we're coming to Shavasana, but if you want to like make a roll and put it under your legs, or if you need blankets under your head, put them under your head. If you want to do like a little more of a chest stretch, you can be here, but we're going to come into Shavasana. So if you want to use the blankets in some way for your Shavasana.
What does Shavasana? Rest, dead man's pose.
It means corpse pose. It literally means corpse pose.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. That is literally what Shavasana means. So Shavasana itself is a pose that we do with the body. Yeah, and and it is the only pose that we do where we just sort of completely. It's literally Batul Lakshmi. It's like we dissolve ourselves. It's like that idea of complete like nullification of self, and literally like it's like we practice. We lay down. We practice just giving it all over. Like that's what we're doing.
It's so
For many people, it is the hardest pose. It's the hardest practice. Definitely probably not the hardest pose in your body, right? So for some people, it is though. To lay flat on your back on the floor. That so that's why you can take a blanket. You can support in your mind, right? Yeah, it is for a lot of people. I find that it's either like half of the people come to yoga are like, oh, the only reason I come is because I get to do Shavasana at the end, and then the other half are like, oh my God, can we just skip Shavasana and just do all the other things? What's that?
People want to skip this?
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's hard to slow down. It is hard for some people to slow down.
Maybe that's an opportunity. Right.
It is. No, it is, but it's hard. I mean, that's what Deborah's saying. It's really hard. It was like, I don't know, years of doing Shavasana for me before I really felt like, oh, this is what you can actually feel like. But it took me years to get there, All right, so as you're stretching out on your back, as you're just relaxing into it, it's similar to a meditation, right? In that we are just sort of giving ourselves over in that way. It's a little, meditation feels a little more active to me. Like Shavasana is even less, the paradox of meditation is just like enough effort to stay with it so that you're not like totally checked out. Shavasana is like the total nullification of self. Let your body just deeply, deeply relax, soften. I'm sorry, we're going to go a few minutes over, but I want you to have a little Shavasana. Like really release. Relax your muscles, legs, pelvis, belly, all soften. Shoulders, maybe they feel a little looser, some good shoulder, neck stuff today. Maybe it's a little easier to feel relaxed there as a result. Do that work of softening your eyes, your jaw, your tongue, all those sensory organs that we take in input that says, I like this, I don't like this feels good, this doesn't feel good. Like soften all those sensory organs. Just have this sense of who is doing this pose. Who am I? And I am not my labels. I am not my identity. Just have this sense of a healthy ego that feels content, doesn't feel threatened, doesn't feel like it needs to defend itself. Feels safe, loved, belonging, and connected to HaShem, to your soul, the Godhead of your own consciousness. gently now allow your breath to deepen a little and to just allow your awareness to come back. And then before moving or stretching, just let yourself savor this moment, this sort of integration, small lowercase s self with the capital S self, your own individual neshama fused with energy from the one source of being. And your body, bodying your body. And begin to make your way to your side and back up to seated. You can use this awareness, the moments where we feel the I, me starts to take over. You know, maybe just that gesture of lining up head and heart can make that physical gesture as a way to literally embody the sense of lining up our individual self with our universal self. Ways that we are unique and have been brought into the world to uniquely continue God's work in the world. And that at the same time, we are just this channel for God, like the two slips of paper we're supposed to carry in our pockets. One says the world was made for me, and the other one says I am nothing but dust. Just dance between the two. Bring your hands onto your heart, and let's just close our practice with shalom. If you'd like to join, take in a deep breath. Shalom. Thank you, ladies. Have a great day.
We want to thank you. You're welcome. It's really nice. Thank you. Not so bad in a nice Thursday afternoon.